Hi, hello. Welcome to the episode of Isaiah's Newsstand. It's your host, Isaiah Edwards. The date is July the 2nd, 2026. Hopefully, this episode finds you well, in good spirits and high hopes. As for me, I'm doing pretty good. Happy Thursday, everyone. Hopefully, the day treated you well. Hopefully, it was a nice one. As for me, as for mine, it's been a good day. Not just a good day, we had a good moving day situation that I want to break down for you. So, we'll do a little bit of a recap. We'll rewind the clock. Actually, not just Wednesday, but Tuesday night. So post podcast, got myself together, headed out to my girlfriend's, headed out to Zoe's, and had dinner with her. She made some yummy chicken stir fry with some white rice. It was like chicken and some peppers. It was very yummy, very good. And essentially, the game plan was to get Zoe from her old apartment to her new apartment. So we start off the day bright and early. We got a U-Haul, and already we were making some changes on the fly. We initially were going to get a smaller one, and then as we were signing up for it, the guy at the U-Haul tells us, "Hey, the one that you have doesn't have a ramp," because we had asked for a dolly, like we wanted to pay for a dolly. And then once he said that, I was like, "Oh," so Zoe and I were like, "Yeah, let's go ahead and get the bigger model that has the ramp." So we go with that model. We take it back to the crib, and kind of get started for a little bit. But then she has to go to the new apartment and get the keys. So I want to say maybe we get about one or two pieces of the couch, because for the couch and the mattress, she got brand spanking new. So that actually was a little bit of a boon for us, because we didn't have to get big bulky couch, big bulky king size bed. They're all bundled up and already ready to go. So that was that was a plus. But that being said, just doing that, and then she left for a little bit to get the keys, and I was like, all right, I got this. I'm gonna do some moving by myself. I'm big, I'm strong, I can do this. And I want to say maybe around 20-30 minutes into the whole affair, I am sweaty, because it's hot. It's already hot. It's already in the 90s, and we're not even talking noontime yet. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so hot. I'm melting already. But I'm determined. I'm bound, and I'm determined. And at one point, I'm trying to solo lift this couch, which isn't really much of a lift. It's me more or less dragging it, down some steps so I can get it to the U-Haul. And this was a really kind moment that I think I'm gonna remember for a while, because I'm dragging this down, and I look over and I see these two landscape guys come in, and they park right next to the U-Haul. And I'm kind of worried, they're going to have some beef, maybe because we're parked where we are. Maybe they're going to give me some flack, whatever. So I'm kind of pensive about that, but I'm just dragging this whole ass fucking mattress box by myself. And a guy comes over to me, and he goes, "I got you." And I'm like, "Oh, thank you." And he just lifts up the other part, and then we just do team lift it. And I was like, all right, that's great vibes. This is a good start. He says to me, he's like, "Yeah, I heard that shit flop, and I knew you needed some help." And I'm like, "You were right. You were right." So after that, Zoe comes back, and then her friend and her friend's boyfriend come through. So it's the reinforcements have arrived. So that means we are not just going to be a 2-man outfit, a little duo. We got 4 people in the mix. We're ready to fucking go. And I was really happy, because the boyfriend was a stagehand, so it was MVP. He was the super muscle. I needed him more than I thought I would ever need a person in that moment. And we were just lifting everything, and then we get everything in the U-Haul, which I was really glad, because we got the bigger one. We definitely just had enough room to get everything in there. Actually, some room to spare, maybe for better or a little bit worse. A little foreshadowing there. But we load up the truck, and then we head to the new place to unpack everything. And mind you, we didn't get everything. We got like a big bulk of stuff. There were some things that we couldn't quite get that's always going to come back for, but more or less we got everything that was important, like at least like 90% of the stuff. So we take the ride down, we open her up, and everything is topsy turvy, a little bit crazy. Mainly just because, we didn't have anything to really fasten. We didn't have like a bunch of blankets and or pillows to kind of buff anything. So luckily things weren't stacked too high, too crazy. Nothing was broken, at least not to my knowledge. So that's good. Let me knock on some wood there. But it just looked really tumbled and jumbled. Needless to say, homie got on there, went into straight like organizer mode, was kind of like, kind of delineate, handing out stuff. And like, here, take this bin, take that bin, moving everything kind of where it should be, setting it up for us. And then we would just kind of move it in, and then he would move some stuff in too. Then we got back to the heavy stuff, and so his friend lets us know, she's like, hey, we got like 20 minutes left. And I was like, okay. So even though we've been doing good, we're so efficient. I'm like, the last two things that we need are the bed and the bed frame. And like the bed frame, Zoe and I were able to get. It was pretty difficult, but we got it. But luckily it's like, okay, two of us, we nail it in, we lock in, we get it. And I'm like, okay, it was us pushing up the bed, the mattress, like kind of just dragging it, because we're both gassed at this point. And, we're just like one at a time. And we get it up, and it's just like a nice, like, relief sigh from everybody. Like, yeah, okay, that was it. That was the last part of the Sisyphusian task. We're actually getting over the hill. And that felt good. It felt great. I also proceeded to do the whole kind of like push strategy with the couches, because they were on like boxes. I think there was like 6 of them in total. So I'm just like, just kind of rolling it up. It was rolling up a square pretty much. So yeah, I mean, I was so gassed by the end of it. I was slick with sweat, head to toe. My body was like locking up on me. Like, this is maybe the one time where I finally understand why dudes do crazy forearm workouts, because my forearms are burning, and they still are. Like, and my grips, like I even trying to grip my cell phone and trying to like power, like hit the power buttons or something. It's just like it hurts a little bit. There's a bit of twinge of pain, and I'm just like, damn, like truly all of my working out up until this point got me through that. Even then, I am maxed out. I'm tired. But we get it done, like I said, pretty quick, pretty efficient. I want to say 5 hours of work, just moving, grooving. I maybe for that 5 hours personally stopped like 5-10 minutes to just drink some water, drink some Gatorade, because you got to stay as hydrated as you can. Even then, I'm probably was dehydrated, but I did what I could, and we sweated through it, we gritted through it. But there was definitely a sense of satisfaction when we got all this stuff up. I was like, yes, we did it. But that being said, that was the main crux of the operation, the big push of the campaign. There's still some other stuff to do, and there's a bit of a odyssey, which I'll spare you the details for here in the abbreviated cut. But needless to say, we got through the day. We didn't necessarily get the bed put up. We got the bed like unfolded, and it like immediately like what is it, like decompressed or whatever, opened up. And I was like, wow, this is a whole ass king size bed in there. I mean, it makes sense. It was heavy like one. But it also, we got the bed frame, but we didn't set that up. We just got everything out and just kind of like, all right, that's out. Also, there was a moment too, literally right, and it was kind of perfect timing, because right after we got done through all the moving, they had it out, and it was just Zoe and I. The alarm system, the smoke alarm system for the entire like complex is just going off. It was like a maddening noise. And I mean, it was annoying just from being inside the apartment. When I went out to like check to make sure I locked the security door, it was just, I was like, oh my gosh, this is crippling. I just wanted to shove my fingers in my ears like a child. It was just, ugh. But we kind of just wanted to like, okay, let's get out, let's run some other errands and stuff like that. And then luckily it did get fixed. Also, fun fact, the landlords, the landlords are French, which Zoe finds very cute and adorable. I also find cute. I find very fun. Actually, Philippe did us a huge solid because I was flustered at this point, tired, drained, probably hangry, among other things, just whatever. I was in a testing mood. I was not locked in anymore. I was unfocused. And I had a thing on top of Zoe's car, and we are getting in to go to an errand. And he's like trying to talk to us, and we're just like smiling. I'm like, hey, hey, Philippe. And he's like, no, something like your car. And I go, oh my gosh. And I go and I pick it up, and then he's over here talking about Zoe's bumper stickers and how they're all cute and stuff. And I'm like, okay, overall, for a landlord, like his vibe. Apparently, the wife's vibe also French. They seem solid for landlords, so we'll give them that. Whatever. But needless to say, we got everything as done as we could. I want to say, towards the evening, there was the king size box and the king size box and the box spring box. I just laid on like a little tramp. I was just like, I'm so tired, and this is kind of comfy. This on some carpet is okay, and we were just watching a little bit of TV. But needless to say, it was the end of a moving day. I say a successful moving day, and you have to close it out with pizza. Like, it doesn't feel right to me if you do not move and you don't get any pizza. I'm sorry. Even like, obviously you would think, the person's treating whatever, fine, whatever. But even if you gotta go get it yourself, you deserve pizza. That's my life. That's the way I live. That's my creed. And we got Raimundo's. Raimundo's was so good. It hit. I told Zoe this might be my favorite pizza that I made from Raimundo's. Essentially, it was a 4-topping pizza, kind of create your own thing. Prosciutto, jalapeno, pineapple, and then I had a sesame seed crust on it. Ooh, it was. Oh, and then I also had sausage. So technically, it was 5. Feels like I kind of cheated with that sesame seed, but it was worth it. It was yummy. So motherfucking good. And then we each got 2 medium pizzas. Zoe got a supreme pizza, but I felt like it wasn't like a classic supreme pizza. Like maybe a little bit more on the pepper side of things. I didn't peep any black olives. I don't know, maybe there was, and I was just too hungry and whatever to like really like pay attention. And then we got some Parmesan cheese and red pepper packs. Because I saw those when I was in the restaurant picking up the order, and I was like, "Ooh, yeah, let's get those." And then also while I was in there, they had 2, not just 1, but 2 of the cookies we were looking for from last time, and we kind of like got, dare I say, hoed a little bit because they only had the stale birthday cake ones, confetti cookies, which were fine, but not the greatest. So I surprised Zoe and I got those. I got one that was chocolate chip, and then the other that was an M&M. I see why she wanted me to try them. They were definitely very yummy. They were as yummy as they looked when I had first seen them. So they definitely meet the hype. What I would compare them to is if you've ever been to the Penn Station and gotten a chocolate chip cookie from there, it is almost as good as that. I won't give them the exact same credit, but like, good cookie. And the M&M also just as good. Boom, 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 pow for pow. So yeah, that was the pizza night. That was the movie, or not the movie, but the moving day situation. By the end of the night, I just came home, and also, I guess I should describe the apartment a little bit. It is a 1.5 bedroom, kind of has like a little side, little like den, cozy area, which is nice. Great lighting, a lot of windows. Good carpeting. Also, another wholesome moment. Dare I say, another wholesome moment. Zoe is on a floor that the only other neighbors on the floor are. It's just like a whole house of teachers, and I'm like, that's crazy. That's such a good vibe. It was so nice. And then they saw us moving, and were really nice. And they said, "Hey, we actually have a dining room table. Do you guys want it?" And in the move, like Zoe's dining room table broke when we were trying to get it out. Like just fell off. I was like, I guess we're not taking that. So literally just lucked up with a whole ass table with chairs. I'm like, so the vibes are like very immaculate for this apartment, sans the alarm thing, but we talked to the neighbors and they're like, that was like the first time that's happened, since we've been here. So I was like, okay, good. This isn't like a common thing or whatever. But yeah, overall, love the vibes. I'm glad that we were able to get it in, get it done for the most part. Like I said, there's still some stuff we're going to be doing throughout the weekend. Obviously, what is it? Assembly of this, that, and the third. The rest of the moving stuff. Whatever. We got to get Sesame from point A to point B. All that good jazz. But yeah, we're working on it. W move. Let's see. From Wednesday. Oh, also the shower was great. Shower is super hot and like high pressure. That should have me back. I was like, oh god, I'm melting. And I needed that shower. Shit. Even after that, like try as hard as I could, just like coming into that, and then it was still like hot out. Even though good AC, love that. AC is like two times as good as my AC. Longtime listeners know I struggle with a bad AC system in this apartment, so it was nice that both of her apartments have had good AC. Love that. But yeah, I was so tired. I come home, I pretty much just go straight to bed. Um, we wake up and it is Thursday. It is 4th of July Eve. Yeah, or not 4th of July. It's the eve of the eve. I guess it's coming up. My bad. But so yeah, 4th of July is coming up. Yay. I go to work and I realize like, oh, technically it's a holiday tomorrow. Even though it's the 4th, you know how that shit goes. But I already volunteered because I need money. I'm poor. Y'all know this. So I volunteered to work, for Friday. But I kind of knew then leading up to it, like today's vibe shouldn't be that crazy. Plus it was like my lead's birthday. So everyone got like cupcakes. I was like, hell yeah. Also, apparently everyone loves my lead so much that they flexed and like they did this thing. Like, and in our warehouse, I've mentioned this before. Everyone gets like $1. Like everyone can give $1 to a person on their birthday. It's like a tradition, a little thing. It's like, oh, happy birthday! Here's $1. You usually make. You can make anywhere from like $5, $20, whatever. But some people I've heard they made their whole rent off of that because they're like so much. What a charisma check. But literally. But for our lead, they literally got her a bouquet that was just all dollars. That's how much they fuck with her. And I was like, I mean, hell yeah. Now, my troll ass, I didn't know anything about it. They didn't even give me a card to sign because I just live in the dumpster. And they didn't think to like let me know. And I'm like, hey, that's fine. As long as someone's mad at me, as long as someone's coming at me and saying, hey, Isaiah, why didn't you like donate? I'm like, brother, I didn't know. And I'm okay to not know. It's okay when you guys miss my birthday. I'm not gonna cry about it. So anyway, obviously happy birthday to my lead. Anyway, work was pretty chill, which I needed because, like I said, I feel like a broken man. Physically, I'm very tired, very sore all over. But like it was me like wincing lifting cardboard, like that kind of sore. But it was a chill day, and we got through it. Got out like about an hour or a little bit around an hour early, yeah, and went to the gym. Nice to be back at the gym, though. At the same time, I felt like a kid in a candy shop, but like you're full of food. You're full of food. You're poached to the gills, and you really can't eat anymore. You can't have any of those gumdrops. So I'm just at the Planet Fitness. And why are you saying all this? Because Planet Fitness has been, we got new equipment at my local Planet Fitness. So we finally have a squat rack, not just one, but three of them things. They literally took out the 30-minute circuit area. They moved it upstairs to like the middle of cardio. They're like, fuck it, just throw it upstairs, whatever. And then now we have three fucking squat racks with like the deadlift area and shit. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, I'm looking lustfully at them. I'm just like, I want to do that. I want to lift that. And I know my puny little arms and body can't do that right now. I would just crumble to dust. So I looked at it longingly throughout the day. They added more cables, which an younger Isaiah would have been like, boo, that sucks. I don't fuck with them. Why we got all these cables? I don't need them. But actually, the Isaiah of now, I'm a refined, gym goer, if you will, whatever. And I can get my use out of them. In fact, I hit a couple of them, just kind of say I did a little something, moved a little something. Um, but there were some other things too. I actually am mad that they took out the ab machine that I normally would use. There still is one, but now there's only one, and I'm like, what the fuck? Everyone's gonna be on that. So now what am I gonna do? But luckily they added like 2 to 3 other type of abdominal machines that are really nice. So I'm like, oh, okay, like this is, I guess, a fair trade. I do like that. it's seemingly a little bit more open in a couple other areas to like lift some dumbbells and stuff. So that should be good. At the same time, though, I don't. I wonder if they're not finished yet. I feel like there might be more things they're gonna do, or maybe move some things around. So I'll keep you posted, and obviously I'll keep you posted for whenever I do actually decide to go for the gusto and hit up that squat rack because I'm ready. Hopefully by Sunday. But even then, I want to say that I've learned my lesson from what was it about a week or so prior, and I don't want to throw my back out. I don't want to hurt myself. I almost want to take the opportunity of using a squat rack as like a training reset, if you will, almost like kind of starting back to zero again. I like to do that, and then work your way up. I think that's maybe the best way to go about it. But we'll see how it goes. Y'all know I'll keep you in the loop. But let's see. Post the gym, I went to the store. I didn't have a bunch of stuff to do or to get from the store, but just some snack chips, some odds and ends stuff. You know how that goes. Got in and out of the store. Post store, we came home. I did some stretches and I took a shower because I was just stinky all day. I think I literally was just like caught in like a stinky phantom trap from just sweating out so much and then sweating some more, post a shower because it's just hot, hot, hot all the time. Whew. It's literally still in the 90s right now. It's like 8 something. Like make that stop. And I know what people are saying who are listening, who know me. They're like, I used to pray for days like this. Why are you complaining? It's like, look, dude. Yeah. And you know what? I would rather do this than freeze my fucking ass off right now. Yeah, I am that guy now. So I guess I love summer now. Whatever. No, it's just like, it's a lesser of two evils for me, but it's still evil. It's still evil. I'm ready for fall. I wish there was just like an eternal fall. Or like we just had spring and fall and those are the only 2 seasons. I would be fine with that. But anyway, whatever. I took another shower and then I got out of the shower and really there's not that many stories. Not much that I had to really research, I felt like, but just a few stories I wanted to get into and then we'll go ahead and just call it a day. How's that sound? So yeah, let's go ahead and do a startup and let's get into the news. Psych, I'm actually going to do the roll call. We'll do the roll call, then we'll do the startup. How about that? How's that go? How's that sound? But yeah, let's start out. The few, the proud, the newsies. Stephanie Renee, Mama Bear, Kira Finsky. And then also, side shout out to my boy Ryan. But essentially want to plug both of them. Hit up Nail Alchemist, get your nails done. Kira does amazing nails. She's super fucking talented. She has an amazing artistic angles and stuff like that. It's definitely worth seeing her if you're in the north side area. If you're able to get there, get your nails did. And let's see, look up Sculptor. Check out whenever they're trying to perform, whenever they're posting some heat saying, hey, we're going to be here, we're going to perform. I know I mentioned when they were at Radio Artifact, they tore down the fucking show. So please, go see them. They're worth it. It's fun, man. It's a good ass fucking show. It's like a Dooms kind of sludgy kind of vibe. It fucking rips. So please, check them out. Anyway, let's do that fucking startup. Because I need a distraction from the sweating. Oh, and this is really what I don't miss, right? Is don't get me wrong, it's already hot, but when I literally hell in the cell myself so I could yap to you guys about some fucking news, it's not technically a free action. I'm burning calories, okay? So, oh man, it's weird that I've really have become a full water guy now. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'll have a sip or two of some Thai tea or a little bit of this or that, but man, I really am fucking Hydra Man. But if he didn't drink enough water still somehow, I love that. Anyway, there's always more. At least, God willing, maybe. Anyway, yeah, let's get to the fucking news. Sorry. From the Associated Press. Russia lands heavy strikes on Ukraine's capital, killing at least 21. I do want to add that just looking at some other news before I went on to record, I saw that the number has gone up to at least 25. Russia hammered Kyiv in an 11-hour drone and missile attack overnight into Thursday morning, killing at least 21 civilians in the city and injuring scores more in what Moscow said was retaliation for Ukrainian strikes on Russian oil facilities. Loud explosions shook the Ukrainian capital, where more than 50,000 people sheltered in subway stations after authorities issued air raid warnings. The Kyiv Metro said. Emergency crews dug through the rubble of collapsed and charred apartment buildings all day in search of victims. Russia's defense ministry said in a statement that the bombardment was in response to Ukraine's recent barrage of long-range missiles, which have caused severe fuel shortages and put pressure on President Vladimir Putin. Ukraine's frequent attacks inside Russia, described by Zelensky as a 40-day blitz, have especially targeted oil refineries, causing a fuel crisis that has frustrated Russians already feeling the war's economic toll. I did want to go down. I think they have the actual amount of missiles and stuff that were used, if I can find it. Yes, in all, Russia fired 74 missiles and 496 drones in the attack, Ukraine's Air Force said. So obviously, it's a sad development. It's yet again another sign that we are very far from peace in the Ukraine-Russia conflict, which is a shame. It seems like both sides are just saying, hey, we're fine to just do it this way. Like, yes, there's obviously still people on the ground, which is like, it is very terrifying to hear people like talk about how it's like, hey, a lot of what we do is just dodging drone strikes. Like, we are literally like, we risk our lives and we hit patrols and things like that, knowing that there's just going to be a one-way drone with our name on it. Like, that's fucking scary. So that's the battlefield. But then also the fact that they're just doing these volleys into civilian areas. It's a lot. And no one's innocent on this shit. Obviously, we know who we place the blame on, who started this war. We know that this is, a Russian thing, even though they want to be like, oh, it's a special operation and we did this to stop the Nazis and yada. Okay, brother. Yeah, no one buys that. But whatever you say, dog. But that being said, I mean, when Ukraine hits Crimea, when they hit Moscow, like, there are situations where people's lives are being put in jeopardy. So, it's not a non-thing, which, obviously is worth mentioning. But yeah, it's a shame. It's sad. I try not to let it get too lost in the shuffle, because I know the beat goes on. There's a lot of conflicts. I know there's a lot more of maybe of an emphasis on Iran right now and things like that, which, hey, what can you do? But yeah, this is obviously worth talking about. So, I do what I can. Anyway, let's move on. Our next story, we're getting local. We're getting local yokel with it. From The Guardian. I say that, and then I use a fucking outlet from fucking UK. Anyway, Ohio authorities rescue 16 children confined to one room for 4 years. 16 children were rescued from a dilapidated home in rural Ohio after being confined to just one room in deplorable conditions for much of the past 4 years, authorities said on Wednesday. The children, who officials said are from the same family and were living in squalor, with human waste all around, ranged in age from 1.5 to 18, and included boys and girls. Some of them were unable to speak, and one, an 18-year-old who was developmentally disabled, could not even spell her name. Most of our livestock was kept in better conditions than the children, Vinton County Sheriff Ryan Kane said at a news conference, describing the conditions with a high presence of bacteria in human feces. Just a disgusting scene, he said. The children's parents and 2 grandparents were each charged with 16 counts of second-degree felony child endangerment because it involves serious physical harm, said Winton County prosecuting attorney William Archer. He also stressed that this was not a human trafficking case, but an intra-family situation. Like, motherfucker, I don't care if it was human trafficking or fucking not. You literally held this family, like, these family members held their other family members captive. Like, whatever, man. Just fucking handle this shit. Put them in the court, and I think they have like a high ass fucking bail, so I don't think they're gonna be getting out. But holy shit. Authorities discovered the children were carrying out a search warrant in an unrelated investigation, Ohio Attorney General Andy Wilson said. We didn't know there were going to be 16 kids there, said Wilson, who described what he saw at the home in a tiny village of Hamden, which sits in one of Ohio's poorest countries, as pure evil. The horrific scene, Wilson said, was the worst he had encountered in his entire career. It's the type of it's the type of thing we're not used to seeing here in America, Wilson said, adding that nearly 24 hours later, he still can't get the smell off me. The sheriff said it appears that the children spent most of their time in a room that was roughly 12 by 12 feet. 12 feet by 12 feet. He did not disclose how they were kept inside the home, but authorities did find cages in the house. And I haven't heard any other mention of like pets. So I guess read into that what you will. 7 of the children were transported to hospitals in Columbus, and 2 were flown to level 1 trauma centers by helicopters. 1 child was in critical condition on Tuesday and had to be intubated, Wilson said. They looked like almost feral animals, he said. It was. I wish he wouldn't describe them like that. At the end of the day, these are people, and I know I do things for fucking levity's sake. I'm a fucking podcaster, but like this is like a public official, like a sheriff, whatever the fuck. Like they are human beings. You don't have to talk like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm probably being out of pocket. Whatever. Gary Siders Jr., Gary Siders Sr., Christina Siders, and Elizabeth Siders appeared in court on Wednesday, where a judge entered not guilty pleas on their behalf, and their bond was set at $300,000 each. Okay, so that's a lot of money for your average bear, but like, imagine you were rich, I guess, and then you were doing some kind of captivity. Maybe they would change it then. I don't know, but it's like, I hate the bail system. I don't know why. I wasn't planning on going on this fucking tangent, but whenever I think about it, I'm like, that shit is annoying. Anyway, investigators said members of the family had moved around southern Ohio over the past 2 decades, and that it looked like they avoided setting up medical and government records. Yeah, they're like, we're not using them. The children were also not enrolled in school. They were pretty adept at keeping these kids out of sight and away from investigators' eyes, Wilson said, adding that it seemed as though no one outside the family knew about the children. Neighbors in Hamden, which has a population of less than 1,000 people and is about 80 miles southeast of Columbus, were shocked to hear that there were children living in the house. Joseph Stewart, 60, told the Associated Press he saw no kids at all since the family moved in. It's a sad situation, he said. Stewart lived on the street for 6 years and called it a quiet neighborhood. I mean, yeah, man, it's a quiet neighborhood, and I'm sure people can be cozy if they want to, but you can also be the kind of neighbor or neighbors where you just don't fucking talk to each other. And these kids are literally cloistered in a whole fucking room. So, I mean, yeah, it boggles the mind that someone would have the depravity to do that to their fellow man, let alone their own kin. But yeah, that was happening, and you were probably just minding your own business. And I'm not trying to fault people for that. You're just trying to fucking make your day today, you know? But like, so this happened in America. Yeah, it could happen anywhere, man. It's sad, but that's a reality. Another neighbor, Petty Angels. That's kind of a cute name. Or is it Petey? Is it Petey? It's got to be Petey. It's a Petey. Petty Pablo. No, I don't know. My bad. Petey Angels, 64. Because you got to be 64 with a name like Petey. They don't name him Petey anymore. You just be a Peter. Told the Columbus Dispatch that he was shocked at all the allegations and had also not seen the children anywhere near the home. Yeah, because they were inside the fucking 12 by 12 box. Nothing happens here, Angels said of Hamden. It's something you just wouldn't expect in this village. You just wouldn't expect this. I never saw this coming. Archer said the state was seeking temporary custody of the children. Justice will be served for these children, said Wilson. So yeah, I wish these kids the fucking best. Hopefully they can get some help. Hopefully they get out of critical condition. All that fucking shit. Just some fucking grim, gruesome shit. And yeah, that's a local beat for you. Anyway, let's get off the Ohio man stories. I would like to leave. And I guess we're gonna take to the tippity top. We're going to the top of the fucking building, and not just any building. The goddamn Empire State, okay? And I gotta tell you something. I gotta give you a message. But first, I'm gonna take my last break, okay? And then we're gonna close it out. Ugh. Like, it hurts my forearm right now clutching this water bottle. So, when my shit gets right, maybe I will start integrating some forearm workouts so that, the next move I'll be even more ready. Mm. And my biceps, oh my gosh. I will say though, man, I know I burned a lot of calories because I ate all that food. And oh my gosh, I'm also realizing actually bonus. I didn't tell you guys about the breakfast. I told you about the pizza. I didn't tell you about the brekkie. So actually, I'm gonna tell you about the brekkie. Hey, these things come to me, and I'm not just gonna put everything that I forget on the extra thoughts. I'm gonna tell you some stuff when I remember it, if I do. Okay, Big Apple Bagel. What did we get? A classic order for your boy. I got a lox and cream cheese. So I got a pretzel bagel, and then I got what kind of cream cheese? Jalapeno cream cheese, and then Zoe got an omelet, like an egg sandwich. I think it was like an egg and sausage situation. Very yummy. I don't remember what bagel she got, but overall, it was yummy. It was definitely giving breakfast Sammy. And then, then I got a chocolate chip bagel with chocolate cream cheese because that's my fucking shit. It always rips. And then they had some muffins, and we kind of got wooed. We got wooed. Dude was like, "Hey, yeah." He saw me eyeing the muffins, and he was like, "They came out fresh." I'm like, "Damn." And then I think we fucked up. I think I fucked up, and I saw that the one we wanted, it was like this like muffin. It was like I don't know, maybe like given like I don't know what kind of muffin exactly, but it had this like cherry filling oozing out of it from the top or whatever. And I was like, I want that one. But it said crumb cake. And I indicated that I said the words. And he goes, okay, got you. And he gave us a different one. It was like the one we had before. It was like a crumb cake with the icing on it. So we were really like kind of bummed about it. But that was on me. You can put the blame on me. Next time, if we see that one, we're going to get it. And hopefully it will be fresh. So there you go. Hopefully you sticked around. You got all the food news, all the food corner, and that's my bad. Every once in a while, too, Zoe will keep me honest. She's like, you didn't mention that. You didn't mention that. I'm like, thank you. I forgot because it keeps me honest. I like being that because I need my ride or die. Let me know. It's like, hey, you didn't get it all. You left some news on the floor because that really is the news y'all want, and that's the news I want to give you. Okay. Anyway, sorry, I'm done blogging. Oh boy. All right. Let's get to this message. Message from the top of the Empire State. All right. From the Associated Press. Couple charged with felonies for Empire State Building climb turn proposal. Aww. A skyscraper scaling daredevil told police that he and his girlfriend climbed the Empire State Building's antenna and unfurled a banner about love and peace because he wanted to do something special for their engagement. Prosecutors said Thursday at the couple's arraignment on felony reckless endangerment, burglary, and other charges. The couple, who go by Angela Nicolau and Ivan Birkis, said little as they left court, though Birkis responded to a journalist's question about the stunt by saying, "We believe in love." Authorities said the two, who were the subject of the 2024 Netflix documentary Skywalkers, a love story about their roof-topping exploits and budding romance, created not only a spectacle but a danger by ascending the famed skyscraper's broadcast antenna Wednesday. After reaching the top, 1,454 feet above Midtown Manhattan, the climbers displayed a black banner reading, "When the power of love beats the love of power, the world knows peace." News helicopter video showed. Now, look, I saw this shit and I kind of just wanted to move on with my fucking day. Like, okay, whatever. But for two reasons, it's kind of stuck to the point where I wanted to talk about it. One, people are just posting this like, oh, this is so sentimental. This means so much. And like they got the cool sky shot of like, there's a helicopter like, recording this whole thing. It's like a fucking 360 and like, they're wearing all black and like the lady they got on like a black ski mask and like, it looked like a Batman mask. So initially when I heard this shit, I was like, I thought it was like an actual like Batman mask, like costume. I was like, oh, it's the beanie one. Like I guess that's a little bit less corny. But they're holding this banner. It's flapping around. I mean, the shit could have been out of fucking anime or something. And they're like, the power of love. That's the power of love, dude. And so I get it. That's take one. Whatever. Two is everyone's like putting dumb random ass shit on there on the banner, and that's funny. That I kind of like. That gets a little bit of an RT from me, a little retweet. But like cool. I get these guys. They like the risky business. But wait, there's more. It gets cuter, actually, more wholesome even then. Then they collected the banner and descended to a slightly lower ledge where an apparently successful marriage proposal unfolded. Nicolau posted images of the escapade on her social media accounts, including a photo that modeled an engagement-style ring above a bird's eye view of Manhattan. Like very cute, very wholesome. Imagine you do all this fucking shit, risk your whole fucking life, and you do all, and then she says no, and they're like, nah, actually, I don't think I just like sky, like scraper stuff with you. I like making out with you in the top of crazy buildings, like kind of illegal ways. That's kind of what I'm here for. That'd be a page turner in a relationship, right? Either way. Anyway. Police waited about half an hour for the antenna to be powered down before emergency services unit officers started ascending and eventually intercepted the climbers on their way down, according to the complaint, which noted the danger to officers who climbed about 1,250 feet above the ground. The court document identified the two by their formal names, Angela Nicolau and Ivan Kutsinov. And it's like, yeah, there's a danger here. You guys could have fell and like your bodies could have went splat everywhere, and that would have been maybe a mess, and maybe someone else could have gotten hurt or something. I don't know. But I'm also kind of thinking yet again to the officers and the risk their life. Couldn't you just wait for them to come down? Inevitably, they would have had to come down. Like this once again isn't a movie, so it's not like they're gonna like get the fucking Batman fly suit and like squirrel out of there. So, like, just wait for him to come down. Like, literally no muss, no fucking fuss. But we gotta save lives. They've clearly endangered their shit. Like, they had to break in and entering. Like, that's the thing that they're gonna get him on, which the article gets to, essentially, that there was a broken lock. So, like, yeah, you guys definitely trespassed. You guys shouldn't have done this. We'll add that to my 2 cents, I guess, or whatever, towards the end. Skywalker's A Love Story follows Bierkiss, now 32, and Nicolau, 33, as they make often unauthorized ascents of tall structures, sometimes posing as construction workers to sneak in. And also I mentioned they like to make out, which I found to be funny. It's like they just get to the top and just doing crazy PDA. Like, okay, that's like a little kink or something. I'm not shaming or anything, but like, once again, I mean, what's love got to do with it? You don't got it. You could do all of this. I kind of just want to get to my fucking take now. Yeah, it's like you could have done all of this shit on the goddamn ground. And I think it means the same goddamn thing. Like what is the point of this mild act of like disobedience that you're doing? Like, oh, we broke an entering and risked our fucking lives, and we went to the tippity top of this tower building, whatever, and now look, we're beating them with love, brother. I don't know, man. I does not feel that way right now. But I mean, hey, thumbs up. It's cute. You guys look great in black, and congratulations. So there's, I mean, I'm rooting for him, I guess. I'm not trying to be a hater. I'm not trying to yuck anybody's yum here. It is what it is, I guess. Very, very happy for them. Hopefully they get to scrape some more skies or whatever the fuck. I don't know. Anyway, that's it. That's all I have for today. That's going to be the episode. If you'd like to help out, support the effort, you want to get on that fucking newsy roll call, you go ahead and hit my line, Isaiah, patreon.com, so Isaiah News. There you go. I remembered. Day off does crazy things to the mind. But yeah, patreon.com, so Isaiah News. Become a newsy today. Free ways to hit me up, isaiahnews1@gmail.com. Feel free to follow me or the podcast on any of the socials. Subscribe to the YouTube, follow on TikTok, follow on Spotify, follow on Apple Podcasts, wherever you like to listen. I gotta stop. Let's see. Leave a like, leave a cool comment. Sharing is caring. All the stars, best reviews are always appreciated on the Spotify, on the Apple Podcast. But if you don't do that, if you just want to skip that process, I'm just happy you tuned in. I'm happy that somehow, some way, the algorithm allowed us to cross paths in like, non-weird parasocial way. And hopefully you enjoyed this. Hopefully you didn't hate it. If you did, still thanks for listening. Thanks for hate listening. For, I don't know, it's going on almost like 45 minutes. You're a trooper. Love you. Anyway, thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks so much for being a friend. And hopefully I see you soon for some more good news. I love ya. Bye-bye. Mwah.